Welcome to the call, guys. Today's call, or rather today's webinar, is going to be about how to get started in real estate. We're going to cover several things: flipping, retail to rehabbing, wholesaling, being the middleman, and also some creative ways. Basically, we're going to do some introductions, and then as we go throughout the series, we'll be doing more. All of these will be recorded, so if you miss one, you can go back and get them, and you can go see exactly how we started and those type of things, and they will be recorded, and you can see it on our site. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. Let's see if I can pull up the first slide here. Now, you can see here what we're doing at Renew Excellence Society. We have a division called Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership, and that division teaches people how to do real estate, the application, terminology, all those type of things. Renew Excellence Society is the company that buys the real estate all over the United States and those type of things. Now, what we're showing you how to do today, and really our whole purpose, is showing you how to pursue your passion and your purpose, and using real estate investing as a support to be able to do those things that you love. Because majority of the times what we end up doing, trying to pursue those things we love, we have to separate ourselves because we already have, families, or we have other responsibilities. Of course, we have bills that are coming in, those type of things. So we end up having to do those responsible things, which is perfectly fine, of course. But through these strategies that you'll be learning, number one is how to take your passion and how to spread it out, how to get it, in front of other people, how to blog with your passion. We'll show you how to market, how to do social media, brand management, those type of things. That's to get your passion going and to make sure that you have the skills and the strategies to get you where you want to be. And like I was saying before, real estate investing is the easy way to actually get a support underneath what you're doing. It can be a part-time income, because if you love your job, then that's fine. If that's your passion, you just want to add some extra income, that's good. But, the stats say that 70-something% of people do not enjoy what they do for a living. So if you learn these type of things, like so many people today are going back to school, and they're going back to school paying, X amount of dollars, $2,000, $3,000 for, whatever it is, maybe more, to learn about something so they can change into something else. Sometimes we do it for the money. Sometimes we take something in school because we feel like it's our passion, or in college rather. So if that's the case, stay right there. But if you do not like what you're doing, if you can learn a couple of strategies and you can get to a place of where you can close maybe one deal a month, and the average is about 5,000 or 10,000, I'm sure you can have a lot more time to do all the other things you want to do. Spend time with your family, with your friends, those type of things, to do anything and everything that you like to do. And as we said before, real estate investing this whole series, which is going to be forever, it's not going to be something that's here and today going tomorrow, but we'll be covering flipping, wholesaling, and no credit needed strategies. And then, we're going to go over the structure, strategies, and skills. And this is not tonight, but this is what our company does. Tonight, we're going to be going over no credit needed strategies to show the novice what to do when they become a part of Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership to start making money as soon as possible, okay? Number one thing, when you become a part of us, we're going to show you how to income shift so that you can reduce your taxes and eliminate debt. So your structure's in proper place so that you can grow properly, because all your things are in place, which are your taxes are reduced, so that means you're not paying as much to Uncle Sam. You've reduced your debt, and also you've taken away any type of extraneous bills that are out there that's not needed. You're getting yourself ready for wealth, okay? Now, of course, as we said, simple steps. In any business, these are the steps that are needed. But, these are things that I've gotten from a mentor of mine, Ron LeGrand, when you're getting involved into real estate investing. You have to locate your prospects, pre-screen those prospects, construct and present the offer, follow up, and then close quickly. Okay? And we'll talk about today, we're only talking about locating prospects. We may go into a little bit about pre-screening prospects and constructing and present the offer, but it'll be just something just stated. It won't be nothing in depth. But stay tuned. You will learn exactly how to do as we do. We have these calls every Monday and every Thursday, and they're totally free. There's no pitching. There's nothing for you to buy. It's just stay tuned, and you'll learn exactly how to do the real estate investing that you want to do. Okay. Flipping. If you've never heard of flipping before, like I say, we're talking to basically novice. People are just getting started. Flipping, most people are familiar with that process. It's taking the ugly or abandoned type houses and then rehabbing them, giving them value, and then retailing them to the end buyer. Very simple process. Now, the details involved inside of it, it's still simple, but, of course, there's more to go over. Wholesale. When you're wholesaling, you're just simply the middleman. The same process that you're looking for in buying the ugly houses or getting the ugly houses, abandoned type houses, those same things you're going to find out that you can place at what we call an assignment fee or an option, if you would. So say, for instance, if you're wholesaling, you just simply find one at, say, let's use in round numbers. You find a property at cost is $30,000, but the market value of the neighborhood will be for $100,000. Okay, so now you know that it may need a little bit of fix up. Okay, so you're taking a look into it and see. Now you've added all your numbers together. You're looking at everything, and you see that it's a great deal, and it's such a good enough deal that you're able to put on an extra $5,000 or maybe an extra $10,000, sometimes more, and then be the middleman, passing the deal on to another real estate investor. You become the person that digs out the deals. You find the deals. You go searching for the deals, and then you add your middleman fee in between. You pass the deal on. It's a win-win situation. But tonight, what we're going to start showing you how to do is get yourself together so you'll know how to start right now doing something that's going to produce you some income. Regardless if you know how to do real estate, or ins and outs some things, or very little, everything. What we are here to do at Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership is to show people from the beginning that's never done it before but want to increase their income so they can do the things that they love to do. So tonight we're going to show you how to make more money using the creative problem solving with real estate. And some of the things that we're looking to do, we're looking to owner financing, sandwich leases, and lease options. And we will definitely go back into and show you exactly what those things are and describe in not a whole bunch of detail, because we're going to have definitions and those type of things are going to be on the website for you. But what I want you to understand is it's about creative problem solving. Back in 07, 08, I think it was, when the market started to fall, and then 09, when it just was out of here, there was a lot of people that went buying real estate, and it was a great time to buy out. That's when I got my start with back in 07, and we did great. We did awesome. Real estate was so hot. We were buying and selling around 10 to 15 deals every month, and some of them we were rehabbing, some of them we were just buying and also being the middleman. Some of them we were doing the creative solutions as well. But when you think about creative problem solving, you're thinking about what and who. Right now the market needs help. Everybody, I'm sure somebody that's either had gone through foreclosure, is going through foreclosure, or maybe behind on their bills. Now, what we're talking about, the market needs help. There are people that are inheriting properties. They don't want them. There are people that used to be real estate investors and they want to move on to something else. They don't want the properties that they've had. These are issues. These are problems that they have with real estate, that they can't sell their properties because of one reason or another, okay? Or they've had problems selling their property. And what you need to do is, and this is what we talked about pre-screening. You understand their needs, you listen, and then you're able to present an offer, okay? We'll be going into details because really and truly, this is just an overview so you can get an undergirding of what this kind of framework is going to look like, okay? Why? Really, no one else knows how to help that individual. That's why you see the abandoned houses. That's why you see, people just leaving houses because a lot of these houses are over leveraged, which means that they actually owe to the bank more than the house is worth, but they still can't keep up with the payments. So it's hard to sell. They don't have any equity, to help them out or anything like that. So that's when we come in and help. That's when you'll come in and help as well. Okay. Now, how? We talked about it, well, we briefly glanced at it in the previous slide, but we talked about deed transfers or subject to. And a deed transfer is one thing is like this. With a house purchase, you have two things. You have the deed and you have the note. The deed shows the ownership of the house, but of course you still have a note that you have to pay to the mortgage company or the bank or whomever that still says, okay, if you don't pay your mortgage, of course this deed is not, any good anymore because we're going to come back and put you in foreclosure, kick you out, those type of things, okay? Now, when we're talking to, most times, the situation requires that a deed be signed over as part of the owner financing, okay? And that's why it's so creative. And you're going to see with this process, you're not going to need your credit to do these things. And even by not using your credit, you're going to still be able to buy $50,000 houses, $100,000 houses. And then when your belief grows, you'll be able to do the same thing with $1 million houses. It's all about being ownership without having to have the bank just tell you, okay, this way and the other. We talk to the owners of the houses, and because majority of the times they're in some type of desperate situation, we don't take advantage of it. Please understand, but we make it a win-win situation to make sure that everybody's happy with the end results. Okay. Well, deed transfer and subject to. Subject to means subject to the note that's still left there. Okay, because the note is still going to be there no matter what. And if they transfer the deed, the note is still going to be there in their name. Okay, and I'll show you why somebody would want to do that and how it helps and those type of things. Another option are the lease options. Everybody's heard of a lease, so there's another something that we can do there. Then there's something that you may not have heard of, which is sandwich leases, which simply means that the seller that's in a desperate situation, we'll lease it from him, and then we'll put an addendum or a side note saying that we're going to actually send it out or lease it out to the next individual. And according to, we can also say maybe their approval for that. That's a sandwich lease. You lease it from the seller, the desperate seller, the seller's in a situation, you lease it from them, and you turn around and you lease it to the end buyer. And once again, it's nothing to do with your credit or anything like that. Okay? Now, how you get started with looking for people that are needing your solutions or needing the solutions, the creative problem-solving solutions, we deal with for sale by owners. We call them Fsbos, okay? But why? Because it's not listed with realtors, because anything is listed with realtors. Not that realtors are bad or anything like that. I love realtors. Realtors are everything, But what you want to do is, for sale by owners, that you don't want to have the encumbrances of being connected with a realtor as well, because some things you cannot do until the listing is expired with that realtor, okay? Google, you can simply type in for sale by owner, city, state, maybe sometimes even your county, city, and state. It'll come up that way as well. Zillow.com. You can go there and find for sale by owner leads, or for sale by owner people that are trying to get, sell their houses themselves. Craigslist, of course. And Craigslist is updated very often. So, and when you're out there Googling and you find, for sale by owner pages or, online advertising, make sure it's updated often. You're not looking at something that's been there for a year, so do your research, make sure it's still there. Also, this is not to be included with the for sale by owners, but just to keep your eye trained, start looking for your vacant houses, your abandoned homes, when you're riding out. Just make that a routine. And if you make that a routine, go ahead and grab the address, take your phone out. You already, uploading Instagram and snap pics anyway. You take a picture of the house itself, If it's a decent area, definitely go ahead and get surrounding pics, and then of course their address, and then we'll show you more about that as you go. Um, and then of course you want to increase your network. Let people know what it is that you're looking for. You're a problem solver, a creative problem solver. You help people that are going to foreclosure, maybe late on their payments, any type of problems that they have in getting rid of their homes. You want to speak to them because you work with a company that can help them in their situation. So you want to go to your social media groups and be a part of some of the real estate groups. Get to know the lingo, get to talking to people, and also just make sure that you are involved in real estate. Start watching the TV shows. Of course, tune in with us every Monday and Thursday. We'll definitely be there. And as we're going to different places, buying different houses, you're going to see we'll be posting those, the exact deals that we're doing as well. So once again, you're looking for your for sale by owner, and those are your leads that you're looking for to be able to do the creative house purchasing. And the creative house purchasing happens a couple of ways. In order for us to help them out, I want you to see here. Let's say, for instance, this is one situation out of many types of situations that we can help people. This seller perhaps is behind on their payments, okay? They're fearing going into foreclosure. They're fearing losing their house. They're fearing the credit being ruined. They're fearing having to keep losing this money because they can't afford it. They can't move on to the next part of their life because, they're using the money to take care of the home that they're in, okay? Now, the numbers themselves, let's say, for instance, he owes $100,000 to the bank. So that's all he wants to get out of this situation. Okay, he's trying to, sell his house, and you can see here the house itself is worth $120,000 on the market. So it's what we're saying is, okay, this is a pretty good deal. They only want 100 for it. We can take over it. We can actually get 120 for it, maybe 130. Just depends on the market. Because what we end up going to do is end up being into a lease or a owner finance type situation. But I think on this one we did the owner finance. Now, what you can see here, we'll end up doing a takeover payments so he can avoid his home going into foreclosure. And how we have a script that we use, and I get it from Ron LeGrand, that's one of my mentors, and this script helps you to pre-screen the for sale by owner so that you don't have to worry about what to say, when to say, how to talk to them, see if they want to do this or see if they don't want to do it, all those type of things. I have it to a places 1, 2, 3, A, B, and C, and you can just follow it. And then as you follow the script, you'll get the answers. You'll see exactly what they want to do, what they're able to do, and those type of things. Then once we get to that point, we can look at a couple of things, and one thing is a owner finance, which simply means that the seller becomes the bank himself. We still close with an attorney. Everything we do is close with an attorney. Okay, so once we do that, he'll become the bank. We'll use a purchase and sell agreement the same way we would do a regular closing. It's the same type of closing. Okay, HUD forms, all those type of things. So it's very credible. And the system itself is taken to a place to where you're protected, the seller's protected, everybody's protected because they're in front of the attorney. I just want to make sure that that's known, okay? So during this process, he's the bank, so he's going to retain the note in his name or her name because they're the bank now, and we're talking about the seller, okay? But what they're going to do is the deed now becomes yours, okay? They sign over the deed at closing. Now you own the home. And guess what? During this process, the only thing that they wanted was to be from underneath it completely. So they didn't need any down payment. They didn't want you to give them anything to get out or anything like that, or to move out rather. So you use no money except for whatever it took to maybe give them an earnest, sometimes in a situation like this to show them that we're serious, maybe $100 or $200 on the contract to show them that we're serious about doing what we're doing. And sometimes, some people, they don't want to do the whole owner finance type deal to where they're the bank, and sometimes they will go into a lease option, which means that there's one thing we can do. which the lease option just simply states that, okay, the seller himself, we're going to lease it from him. We're going to actually put an option to lease it from him, and then we're going to exercise our option by giving it to somebody, an end buyer or end person that wants to lease the home. We can say, okay, in order for you to lease it, it's $5,000 and first month's rent or first month's lease. They pay you the $5,000 and the first month lease, and now you're out of the way. You've made $5,000 plus the first month, and now the seller has somebody in there, a long-term lease person. So it's a win-win-win situation for everybody involved. Everybody loves the situation. Okay, or you can do a sandwich lease, which means you stay in the lease itself. And how that looks, you're going to lease it from the seller, and then you're going to turn around and lease it. You're not going to option it. You're going to lease it to the end buyer. And what that means is the monthly payments that are coming in, let's say, for instance, the rent, the notes rather, to the mortgage company or to the bank or to the owner is $800. We're able to lease it out for $1,200. So the difference between that is $400 a month that is coming to you, because you're giving the owner what they want, which is the $800, but you're charging $1,200 because that's what the rental rates will allow. So you're making $400 a month passively, and you made $5,000 of deposit and then the first month. Okay. Once again, you've had no money, no credit tied up or anything like that, no risk whatsoever because the note's not in your name or anything like that. Okay. So it's a win-win situation. The buyers, what we want to understand is this: why is it certain? And this is our secret weapon, because we understand this portion. Almost 80% of America cannot qualify for a bank loan. Okay, and this is just the notes that we covered earlier for a couple of seconds ago. We found out that the market could hold actually $130,000 for their property. The guy only wanted $100,000, so you can collect, really $30,000 down or somewhere in between there. Okay, then you place the buyer at home and you close at the attorney. And we already hit these numbers with a lease option, $5,000, and you let it go. Or a sandwich lease, you get the down payment taken on depending on the market and the passive monthly income. So what we stated was you got the down payment, $5,000, and then the passive monthly income was $400 a month. And you have ownership of whatever's happening here. And so if the house, let's say for instance, if the first instance that we did the deed transfer, where we did the ownership, the bank or the owner becomes a bank, then what ends up happening there is if they buy it or when they buy it later, then we also make that money as well if there's any difference between what is owed and the difference that we've charged. Okay, and once again, no risk, no cash, and you didn't use your credit at all. Okay, now the whole process is simple. It has a few moving parts. The terminology you may get to know and those type of things, but it's a simple business. You're getting, you want to make sure that whatever you're buying for, you sell it for more. And then understand the process in between. The attorney takes care of all the legal jargon and those type of things. So really and truly, all you got to understand is how to be a problem solver, how to listen, how to use the script, because everything's in place for you. And then go ahead and close, okay? It's just very simple. Now, a couple of these things, we have in place here to help you get started. So remember when we were talking about finding your Fsbos or your for sale by owners. When you got here and finding, you're Googling them and you're seeing them out, as you drive around, you see for sale by owners in the yard. All you have to do is turn that information in, okay, for the Fsbo, for sale by owner information. And if it turns out to be a good deal and we can close on it to make sure it's a win-win situation for everybody involved, then Renew Excellence Society will give you a $500 finder's fee, okay? There's nothing any simpler than that. Nothing any simpler than that. Find the for sale by owners and turn them in. And there you are. Now, as you grow, you'll learn how to do, and you'll participate in what we're doing, and you become a partner with us as well. Okay, that's another step in the direction of becoming, your own, to do it on your own. We have people that are partners and have been partners for us for a long time. And when you're partner, we do it half and half, up and down, half your net profit and half your responsibilities. Then as you grow, you can do it all on your own. And we'll still be here to help you, escort you through the process as well. Now, those people that want to do real estate or want to do things like you're doing as well, we give you a bonus, for those people that come aboard. So if they come aboard and they want to do the Fsbo finance, they're turning their Fsbos to us, and we find that it's a great deal, and we close on the deal, and that's where the money's coming from, okay? House has to close, the property has to be made, and then from that, we will give you $250 because you referred the previous Fsbo finder to us, and then we will give $500 to the Fsbo finder, him or herself, okay? So it's a lot of money that can be made. So let's say, for instance, if we did a partnership and we were able to find a buyer that was in place and they were good to go and they put down $30,000. Now, once we backed out, whatever fees that we had in there, but technically that's a $15,000 payday for you, okay? So what's happening here is awesome, and I just want to do an overview for you guys to show you, okay, this is what we want to do. Start looking for sale by owners. Then get yourself into the trainings, so, that's how it starts. You start with the small. You start looking at the for sale by owners, and you start looking at the TV shows, Flip My House. You start getting on the Monday and Thursday trainings. You start being a part of us as we do our national conferences. You start being a part as we show you on our YouTube channels, those type of things. We start putting the deals on those so you can see, firsthand. And all these things, guys, you're seeing, and you're getting all this information here, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are people out there, gurus or whatever you want to call them, that are charging people anywhere from $500 to $5,000 for this type of information that you're going to be getting on these Monday and Thursday calls, okay? Now, the script I speak of and all the contracts and those type of things, all those, we have all of those, for everybody that's a part of our Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership Program. But if you want to tune in Mondays and Thursdays and get the information for free, go right ahead. It's right here for you, okay? If you want to become a part of what we're doing, you can basically hit me up, or whoever hit you or whoever put you onto the call or to the webinar here. Or if you just have this recording, you can always just Michael Holmes at themichaelholmes.com. And once again, it's Michael Holmes at themichaelholmes.com. Just email me, let me know, and I'll give you some more information and let you know what it takes to become a part of this growing community. And I tell you what, like we said, some people are charging $500 to $5,000 for this type of information. And believe me, when I say when you find out what we're doing, it's nowhere even close to that amount of money to become a part, get what we're doing, and what you will become a part of Renew Excellence Society. We're going to show you how to take your passion into profit, okay? We're going to show you how to do your brand management, social media, handling, those type of things, blogging, all those type of things to help you get your passion into a place that it can be profitable, okay? And then, of course, it's real estate investing to have the big money so you can actually relax while you're doing, and you can take care of your bills, your family, those type of things, the money that you're making, and chase your passion with everything in you. Guys, I do appreciate it, and like I said, we weren't going to keep you long. I thank you for listening to this recording, and have a good one. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'm not a guru or anything like that. I'm never going to claim to be a guru. I've been in over 200 closes or so, so I do know exactly what's going on, and I do know real estate. And my goal is to give you value so you can take the real estate training that you're getting and go and buy real estate. Simple, If you want to be a part of us as a group, we have a community of people, lawyers, doctors, homemakers, single dads, truckers, everybody all over the nation. We have a network of people that are there, like for your mortgage buyers or your bankers, your lenders, those type of things, your hard money lenders, all those things we have in our network as well that you'll get a part of too. So Once again, I thank you guys, and you can submit your buyer's information or the house information to www.problemhomebuyer.info. It's right there in front of you, but if you listen to it, you can't see the screen. You may be listening to it just the call itself. It's www.problemhomebuyer.info. Guys, you've been awesome. I thank you, and tune in Thursday. Thursday, we're going to dive into a little bit more about the for sale by owners, and we're going to go into a piece of it into the scripting and what we do. And until then, guys, I will talk to you soon. Love you.